As Britain's probably most beloved and esteemed screen patriarch, has this film kind of absolutely corrupted you, or is that just another facet of authority?
Oh, don't worry, I was completely corrupt already. But I think it's quite interesting to play someone who is clearly a member of the establishment, and but actually there's more behind the eyes, so to speak. And I think without being too heavy-handed, it's a little eye-opener of the people at the top of society and what they can get away with. They can get away with murder, so to speak. But no, it was fun. It was fun to play something that I think audiences have got used to, perhaps seeing me in either in a big house with a Labrador or a small house with a bear. So to play something that's slightly different was fun.
I know Babak said that when you originally read the script, you had quite a number of questions about the character, and those continued on through the process. What kind of things did you want to ask him about, or bring out of his imagination?
Oh well, he was a great collaborator, and I just wanted to ask him about trying to make the character as three-dimensional as possible and as peculiar as possible, and to have the audience ask maybe more questions about his nature. And I just wondered, for example, in the original script, my wife had died, and I thought it'd be more interesting if she was still alive, but in an institution. And so the audience might just subliminally think, well, how did she get there and why is she there? So just things like that, just to have fun with the character.
In many ways, this is still a very British movie, along with the British characters. How important is it for this film to be British in its setting and cast? Because it's the kind of authority that we're talking about in the film is a kind of uniquely British thing, do you think?
Oh, I see. Well, I don't know. I think the nexus of the way that historically, the police, judiciary, and say journalism, and that those sort of upper echelons of society have connected and protected each other. I think we see it day in, day out. Our politicians and our journalists, dare I say, are all looking out for each other in many ways, and so that's the rage of the noise of the youngsters in this film, the dispossessed, trying to be heard, but they don't quite know what it is they want to say because they've been voiceless for so long. So their demonstration is just a protest. I came by. They tag the houses of people from the establishment and want to say it's not fair, but they don't quite know how to change it because they don't have the tools to do so. So I think that is quite a British structural thing. I don't know whether it'd be, when you were just asking that question, I was wondering, well, actually, could you just do it in America? You probably could in a different way. But I think there is something uniquely British. It does feel very urban, very true to a London life. To the sense of dissatisfaction and to the sense of entitlement from some.
And you mentioned the small furry compatriot that you have. While you've been doing this film, he's been off gallivanting with royalty and things like that. So have you got any travel plans for next year, or is that on the back, or are you just waiting to find out?
Oh, we're waiting to find out. I mean, there was some expectation that we might film this year, but for various reasons it didn't happen. And the script's still in development, and the Bear's probably gone to stay at Balmoral.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey